down to barely audible. Now we're not going to be using headphones for the demonstration's sake, but always use good headphones. Now this detector's got fast auto track, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to ground balance it by going, we're done. Now with good this is like a 30 decibel output speaker with good headphones, which should run about 100 decibel output or higher. This will be 3 times as loud. Now what he's got on that detector, the coil is a concentric, so that basically makes what we call an ice cream cone pointed signal. This is a double D. His coil will go deeper than this one, but this will cover more ground. And so on this detector, if you use audio boost, and that, I understand that has audio boost on it. Now I call this the angry bee. A lot of people
hear the change of threshold.
This is amplified 4 times. Now a lot of people don't like the angry bee, and on the internet forums, some people say, "Well, I don't like the angry bee." Let me show you what the angry bee does. A lot louder. If you don't hear the signal, you're not going to dig the target. Headphones, keep your coil low, go slow. Watch this. I'm going to exaggerate.
Wow.
Wow.
Slow, low.
Never get ahead of your threshold.
Yeah. In fact, you can on the self-adjusting threshold detector, you want to adjust the self-adjusting threshold just to the point where it doesn't go too. You don't get ahead of your threshold. What's wrong with this?
It's not too high.
Off the ground.
What's wrong with this?
You're golfing.
This is the Tiger Woods approach. Low, slow, consistent. That's how you hear that target. I'm getting ahead of my threshold. I'm going way too fast. Low and slow. Always make sure that your coil is slightly loose at the connector. Somebody lost their connector today, in fact. I'm sorry to see that.
That was me. Yep.
So what I do with any coil, I flatten it to the ground and make it consistent. Don't sweep your coil like this. What's wrong with this, guys? Okay.
Your heel toes off.
That's it.
Balance.
Now, when you hunt at hillside, you want to follow the same consistent height. You want to follow the highs and lows. As Jerry demonstrated earlier, if you run across a void, and sometimes a void is even just a gopher hole. I've had that happen. Or like Jerry was saying, an elk, an elk hole, an elk footprint with that void. Now that threshold is too loud, so you guys can hear
You
it.
still in the boost mode?
Yes, I'm still in the boost mode. Let's take the boost mode off.
Notice how much smoother it is now? That's why a lot of people don't like the boost mode. I don't run a boost mode myself because I like to hear that smooth threshold hum. And then when I hear the hiccup, the quick break of it, I investigate. Once in a while, I'll hit the audio boost on an area where I've got a lot of little picker nuggets just to see if I can sniff another one out. What's the next best thing? Get your rake, your shovel, and dig down 2 more inches and take that off, and then hunt that area again. Now, this is a different kind of scenario we're in today. This is not where we're going to be hunting for the gold, okay? Because this is all loose material that's come down through here. Usually, it's going to be in that wider stuff over there, some of the white rock, and then decomposed, nasty, brownish, rusty, decomposed quartz down further at the other end is where I found mine years ago.
The uglier, the dirtier, the more stained the quartz, the more mineralized the quartz, the better chance it's got gold in it. Now the white material, pure white quartz, it's wonderful to get specimen gold out of that. But the ugly, what we call vuggy, holes in it, discolored, ugly bull quartz, that's where the gold tends to be more pronounced.
One other thing, are you off?
Yeah.
One other thing I want to show you guys. So you're going along. Now I swing a little faster because my ear is a little bit more tuned. Okay? So I'm hearing that. I don't immediately start doing this. I'm going to move that out of the way. I don't start doing this. The reason is that little quick zip. You didn't notice it, but when I went over it, I lifted my coil a little bit, and as soon as I start realizing that my coil, as I start lifting, after about 2 or 3 inches, it's gone, it tells me it's a tiny target. It's a tiny target. Don't dig. You're going to lose that sucker. When I... Gone. All right? So this is what I do. I come. Let's just say that that's under there. Notice if you lift, I'm an inch off, 2 inches off, and it's going away. That tells me it's really small. I come down, I move a little bit of dirt. Notice it's getting better. Move a little bit more dirt. Well, sorry, I pulled it out of there. Then what I do is I grab a nugget cup, and I'll turn around and get some. Don't grab too much dirt. If you grab too much dirt, that nugget could get lost in there. And then I bring this down and across. Well, anyway, let's just say that that was in there. Hear that? Okay, so what I would do then is you can do a back and forth. Well, we'll have to get a little. We'll find a piece.
Go ahead. No, just go ahead and cut that little nugget out of there.
Well, here, let me do this. Hold on to that.
Or trim it down with the scissors or something. Or even a bird shot. What Jerry is telling you, don't dig too much dirt with your cut. I call it scalping. Just take off like 1/4 inch at a time and try it. Now, proper technique with the cup is what you're trying to do is shake it down to get it down in the nugget, down in the little L shaped right here. So Jerry's going to demonstrate how to use a nugget cup.
Okay, so first of all, what's the first thing? Take your gold rings off. That's the first thing you want to do. And if you have a big metal band, take that off. Because you're going to grab some material. Holy shit, this is screaming. And it's gold, all right. It's your ring. So take your ring off.
Don't we do that, Jerry? Okay.
Hard to lose that.
Now, Mrs. M will get on his case if he loses that ring.
Now, here's the other thing. I like when I've got my target in the cup, which I don't. Okay, so if you come across slow,
It'll tune out.
you see if you go faster, I'm using a little wrist action there. It makes it more zippy. If I go across, it's not as pronounced. When you're in certain areas, you're going to have highly mineralized ground. The soil itself is highly mineralized. And just the mineralization in that soil or the black sands in that soil will cause a response. So what I like to do is get more of a zip out of it. Now I know it's in the cup. Take some out. Take some out. Notice what I'm doing with my dirt. I'm throwing it right back down. Why is that? There could be more than one target.
Not only that, a flat nugget will give you strong signal when the broadside is towards you. But if it's tilted or too far back in the cup, you may not get a signal. You never throw your dirt away.
Okay, so now I've got it down to a teaspoon of dirt. There's a teaspoon of dirt there. Take my rare super magnet on the pick. Nothing came out of it. Well, a little black sand came out, but nothing came out. Non-ferrous target. Listen. You hear that?
Yep.
Whew!
Wow.
That's impressive.
And see how Jerry's stirring the ground a little bit?
And there's your little half a grain of rice target.
Nice.
Realize, folks, if you're a coin hunter like I was through the 70s and the 80s and the early 90s when I started nugget hunting, 2 years before I found my first nugget. And I had 20 years experience running detectors. It's because you're trying to keep, we're used to listening to a loud beep when in reality that target is a very small, dainty little piece.
Do not ignore the little signals. The whisper signals have a better chance of being a nugget than some big loud blasting nugget sound.
He wasn't at camp.